Well, I'm not necessarily talking about that kind of content. I mean shit like, like people playing video games and stuff. To me, that seems. Why would you want to watch someone else play a video game?
Yeah,
I don't know.
As somebody that spends time watching other people play video games, there are a bunch of reasons. One of them is that video games actually are laborious to play sometimes if you play difficult video games. And there's an aspect of looking at other people who are good at playing video games and trying to understand the strategies that they're using in order to improve your own play, which is an important part of why I often watch video games. There's probably a much bigger aspect, which is that it doesn't require your involvement. It only requires a passive amount of your attention in order to watch somebody else doing something, that you have enough frame of reference to say, well, I can push those buttons too. I understand what's going on here, but it allows you to zone out in a certain way.
Okay. That's interesting. And most of that is not analogous. Most of what you just said is not analogous to what I'm about to say. But it did occur to me that I could hear somebody saying to me, why would anybody want to watch a debate? Why would anybody want to watch a debate round? But to me, it makes perfect sense why you'd want to watch a debate round. Good debate rounds are like, they're like spectator sport for me. But most people probably would be like, I don't want to watch people being contrary with each other. I don't know, just half analogy, half analogous, or 1/4 analogous, or something. So I understand the strategy part. I guess is what made me draw the analogy is that when you see people executing cool strategies and cool moves, you're like, "Ooh, that's clever." I get that. That makes perfect sense. Yeah. So, but I mean, because of that kind of stuff, I sort of came in understanding that what I wanted to make videos about probably had no legs. And so my initial video making were really notes I was making on a philosophy book. And I'd sit here and go, and so then but no, and just sort of like think it out loud. And of course, nobody watched those videos. One time I made a video about ENTP and how it was difficult to be an ENTP and the challenges of that personality type. And that one video started getting, like, people liked it and people commented on it. At first, I couldn't believe it. I was like, there's some sort of like scam or something. And then I realized, it's because that video is way better than your other videos, Eric. That's why people watch that one and not the other one. YouTube actually does what it says it's going to do. I can trust it to its algorithm to be able to inform me about which videos are good and which videos are bad from a viewer's perspective. And so I realized, obviously, topically, MBTI shit is what they call evergreen topic, where there's always kind of a steady interest in the topic. And that's why I started making a bunch of MBTI videos, because I wanted.
I might make some enemies by saying this. Well, but you're right too. But it's not altogether different from what I said, which is that really famous YouTubers like PewDiePie have a formula for how to create a video, and you've also chanced on this formula by, as you say, an evergreen topic. But it's not really as though, in some way, I guess. Maybe you feel, maybe don't, but maybe you feel that those types of videos in some ways are not the depth of your interest, that you sell out in order to create this type of content that people want to watch, despite the fact that this content has less of value than some of your other philosophical interests. I may make some enemies in this community by saying something like that, but
it's really hard to make enemies around here. This community is different than the MBTI community for sure. We don't make enemies. We do have fights, and we have a rule right here which is called infinite second chances. Everybody has infinite second chances about everything, because I need infinite second chances. So anyway, the thing is, I don't feel that way. I don't feel like I'm making any sort of intellectual sacrifice. I realized that once I started thinking about it more, I really like the cognitive function model. It's a good taxonomy for human experience. And so it does seem to be extremely explanatory, and it's something that allows you to be ergonomic with it. You can kind of shape it to your own purposes. It's an effective tool in terms of establishing argumentation chains to explain behaviors or to link behaviors to cognitive habits and stuff like that. So it's the topic has become a topic I'd like to talk about a lot, and I feel like now I know a lot about it too. But it's funny, I never worried. That's never been a concern of mine. I didn't start videos going like, do I know enough to talk about this? It didn't matter if I knew a lot or nothing. I'll still sound like I know for sure what I'm saying and just make shit up, you know? My made-up shit's good. It's insightful a lot of times.
It is. That's
and if it contradicts other made-up shit I said, well, that other made-up shit was probably insightful too. Just shift the framing.
I agree. That's pretty funny, though.
Was it also what you said about I forgot the name of the town in Southern California, also
Sugarloaf?
completely made up?
No, everything I said was true. But note that I had never given any presentation about the topic at all ever before. I had thought about it in my head.
What's
when you
the name
said
of that
real
city?
estate, Sugarloaf,
California.
Yeah. When you said real estate, what I have like one thing to say about real estate. So I said it.
Yeah.
You know, and I was scrambling to think of another place. Oh yeah, Frogtown is probably a good choice. So I mentioned Frogtown. Because why? Everything I said about it is true. I was asked to generate new meaning on the fly about a topic that I don't really know anything about, but I do understand the mechanics of the economic system. So it doesn't matter that I hadn't really thought about it before. I had the grammar of it in place. I can always pull vocabulary from wherever. It works like that. I am a debate coach, so doing shit on the fly is my job. Teaching other people to do shit on the fly is my job. Yeah, it's not bullshit. Everything I said was true. But the thing is, and people sometimes are skeptical because you could literally give me any topic in the world, you come up with it, and I will give you a spiel like that makes it sound like I know a lot about it, and I must have studied that or something, because I'm really good at sounding like that.
I bet that I could come up with a counterexample.
I'm sure you could. But even if you did, I would meta up on it and say what I know about that from a frame of reference of not knowing about it. I would make it an epistemological concern. You can't get on top. I will always meta out.
Well, depends who's the judge, I guess.
True. I mean, if it's a judged round, you definitely can't
judge.
get on
I mean,
top.
it's not like it's judged in a formal way. It's judged by the interlocutor, right? So the interlocutor is perfectly free to say, "Well, this guy was asked for his opinions on Slovak phonology, and he didn't say anything that shows a great understanding of Slovak phonology. He's probably dumb, or ignorant of this particular topic."
Well, I mean, first of all, I would know what phonology means. It has to do with phonemes and linguistics. Slovak sounds like it's Eastern European. It's probably so it's probably related to the Cyrillic name that you have here. You've got a Cyrillic name here, so that links in to confirm that it's almost for sure Slovak phonology is about the pronunciation of Cyrillic in a certain dialect where they
Slovak
use some.
is not written in Cyrillic.
Okay, so that's but see, what I just did there is I demonstrated the epistemological process by which I make meaningful shit that I don't know anything about.
Yeah, but you are wrong. And somebody that knows something about phonology would immediately recognize that.
But what's more important than me being wrong is that the thing that you gain from that is the epistemological process of making meaning about shit that you know nothing about. And that's more important than being right or wrong. When you go in saying, I don't know anything about this, there's no expectation to be right. But what remains regardless is the expectation that I'd be able to say something interesting about it. Now, what I just did was say something interesting about it that turned out to be wrong, but that turned out to be more important than being right about the thing you were talking about. Namely, it was informative about the epistemological process of how to generate new meaning about shit that you know nothing about. And that's why this little segment right here is super badass, despite the fact that I know nothing about the topic we're talking about. And thank you all for watching Talking with Famous People. This has been Vlad and host Eric, and we have been having a great time here. Oh, it wasn't recording? Oh, I thought I was recording that.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's recording on the Raw channel. I can pull it down with the downloader app and cut it if I wanted to, edit it. I do put up edited videos. They are better, but they don't necessarily get more views. That's the thing. The data is really inconsistent. Like some of my freestyle videos where there's no edit and it's just me going off the fly, they get like a shitload of likes and they're really well received. Some of them are poorly received. Some of the edited videos are really well received, but they don't necessarily get more views. And some of the edited videos are less well received. Some of the music shit's really like the cover. I did a cover the other day of a Radiohead song called Creep, and that got, well, last I checked, it had 17 likes and under 100 reviews. It's by far the hugest ratio of likes I've ever gotten on anything. And to me, I think, what's a cover? Why would anybody even bother listening to it? Why did anybody bother watching that video? It's like me playing a cover of a Radiohead song. But that just goes to show you, what the fuck do I know, right? That's why I'm always open to, I don't like data constraining me. Like, okay, but look, Eric, you should glean this information from this data and do it like that from now on. No, because it's fucking random almost. It's like it's if lightning strikes and it's gold, then it's gold and everybody can feel it's gold. It flies, it sings, you know? And if lightning doesn't strike and it's shitty, everybody knows it's shitty. And if it's somewhere in between, it's somewhere in between. And you can't really make lightning strike. That's my take on it anyway.
That is the curse of the perceiver.
Yeah. If you are designed by nature to improvise, not improvising becomes a constraint. I think that's a good way to put it. I'm going to take off for a while. Thanks for being here, everybody.
See you, Eric.
That was different. But I'm sorry, the name you gave us, I can't remember it at all. Do you have something simple we can call you?
Who's that?
I'm talking to the new guy who talked to Eric.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe he does not want to talk anymore, I don't know.
This name?
Yes,
David
yes,
Skorzak?
David Skorzak? Was that anywhere close?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Thank you. David Skorzak. What does it mean?
9 cats.
9 cats?
Yes.
In Slovak.
I just picked some random words.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, man.
Greetings, David Kolchak.
Usually I want to be the one who fucking says something. But I'm fucking blank right now. You guys are just talk. I'll listen. Usually I want to have a million ideas spewing out my head right now, but just woke up. I got allergies. I'm going to let you guys talk. Just kidding.
Okay. And Audra is preparing for work. Or are you at work in... It's not the pajamas? No, it's not.
No, I'm at work. I'm just in like a little hoodie shirt because it was kind of cold this morning.
Oh.
I'm gonna go do kitchen stuff. I'll be back in...
Oh boy, I got training to do for different things. Just stupid stuff today. But anyway. Mute while I make my coffee.
Yeah. Oh, you get out of here, Susanna? Oh, yeah. See you. All right. Greetings. I'm host Cotto with Talking with Famous People. And to prove such, I have my Talking with Famous t-shirt.